Alright guys, I'm doing a deck profile for Subterrors. I am currently Platinum with this deck on Master Duel. I have fallen out of Platinum once, but I was playing with something else. So I got into Platinum initially with this, and then I got back into Platinum with this. So I got out of Gold and into Platinum twice with this deck. So I'm just going to go through it real quick. We have the 3 Subterror Fiendus. This card is the second best card in the deck, only second best to Guru. This is a hand trap that if your opponent activates, like anything, you can send it from your hand or field, because remember, you can use a Fiendus to bring back another Fiendus from the graveyard. So you can basically have one on the field if you run out and you don't get Cave Clash, which we'll go over in a little bit. So you can send it from the hand or the field, and you can negate an effect, basically. Its second effect is you can target a face-up monster you control, and that includes itself. Change it to face-down defense position, and if you do, you can special a Subterror monster from your hand or graveyard in face-up defense or face-down position. I do a lot of nutty stuff with this deck, and I'm going to go through some replays as well. Next we have Maxi. I don't see a lot of people running this Subterrors, but if I go second with this being a setup deck, I need a lot of resources to try to do anything against my opponent. So if you have Maxi and you're playing against something like Drytron, Maxi, just right off the bat, they might stop your combo and you might be able to get through, or they'll give you so many resources that you'll eventually be able to break through the Herald if you play smart, which I can also show you an example of in the replays that I'm going to show you guys in a bit. 1 Nemesis Archer. I was running 2, and a lot of my replays I have 2. I cut this to 1 because I replaced it with Cave Clash, and I feel like Cave Clash is the better choice, and I'll go over why in a little bit. So this, if it attacks the face down defense position monster and you have another Subterror face up on the field, you can take that face down monster and spin it back into the deck. This is really useful because if something can be flip face down with a Guru, which Guru does target to flip face down, but if you can flip something face down with Guru, and Guru flips itself and one other card face down the field, that's one of its effects, then you can spin it back into the deck, just shuffle it back into the deck with Subterror Nemesis Archer. 2 Ash Blossom. This card's really good. There's not much more to say. It stops your opponent from adding a resource to the hand, basically. Occasionally, we'll get special summon from the deck. Send a card from the deck to the graveyard happens a lot, and that's also really good to stop that. Guru, best card in the deck in my opinion. You can flip it, you can add 1 Subterror card from your deck to your hand, except for Guru. But that means you can add Fiendus, you can add your Nemesis Archer for that specific situation. You can add this guy, who when he's flip face up can banish an opponent's monster. It does target, but it is still really good. There is Final Battle, which I'll get into in a little bit, but this card is amazingly good and has stolen games for me, and a lot of people don't read all of its effects because Yu-Gi-Oh players don't like to read. So sometimes you cheese games because of that. So here is the Behemoth. Oh wait, we're going to go over Guru's other effect. So you can target one other face-up monster on the field, change that monster and this card face down defense position. This is a quick effect if you control another Subterror card. So Subterror Behemoth Umastrix, target a monster your opponent controls, banish it. When a monster you control is flip face down, which you can do with Guru a lot of the time, and you control, or you can do with Fiendus, you can special summon this guy in face up defense. You can change it to face down defense position once per turn, which is great because you can often flip it up with Final Battle. That's one of Final Battle's effects. Or if they attack, you can negate the attack and flip it up with Hidden City. Hidden City lets you take a face down Subterror monster and flip it face up when you're attacked to negate the attack, or you can just flip the monster face up after setting it. And the reason that I like this is because sometimes people have cards that say when a monster is normal summoned or special summoned, or even some that say flip summon, you can just set it and then flip it face up, and that doesn't count as a flip summon. It's just being flipped. And so that gets around a lot of cards like that. Anyway, back to our lineup. Regeki, I like it more than Lightning Storm because most of the time I have this guy face up on the field. Feather Duster, once again, don't have Lightning Storm, and I feel like I've needed Feather Duster to out some boards. I've had blowout games because of Feather Duster, so we're keeping it. Terraforming. I'm kind of on the fence about this because sometimes I get a copy of Terraforming in Hidden City. I have so much dig power, I might cut it, but for now I'm keeping it because it has been really useful at baiting out the Ash Blossom. And that's the particular reason why I'm playing it right now, honestly, is because if I have this in my hand, and I have this in my hand, or I have this in my hand, and I have this in my hand, typically I can just play this in the Ash Terraforming right off the bat, and I can play the card I actually want to play. Extravagance. It's draw power, not much more to say. You rarely ever use the extra deck in this, so banish 6 if you want to try to bait out the Ash, or if you want 2 cards. Draw power for this deck is extremely good because you don't have too much of it. And because everything else searches, you can pretty much activate everything else except for Prosperity. And speaking of Extrav, I was running, in a lot of these replays, I only had 2, and I was running 1 Pot of Duality. I quickly swapped out for the Extrav as soon as I could when I had the gems for the 3rd Extravagance. You can run 2 Extrav and 1 Pot of Duality, or 2 Prosperity and 1 Duality, which I might actually do. But Pot of Prosperity, once again, it's draw power, banish 3 or 6 cards from your extra deck, excavate as many as you banished, add 1 to your hand, the rest go on the bottom of your deck in any order, which is fine because the deck gets shuffled a lot because you search a lot. Hidden City, when you activate it, you can search Subterror, which means you can search Guru, you can search Behemoth, you can search Fiendus, you can search Archer. It is really great because if you already have a Guru, you can search something else, set the Guru and flip the Guru up, or you can do a second Guru. You can do so many things with this card. Cave Clash. We don't care about the attack boost that much. All Subterror monsters gain 500 attack and defense for each set monster on the field. It's come in handy maybe once. What we do care about is once per turn, when a Subterror monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target a Subterror card in your graveyard, except Cave Clash, add it to your hand. We're only playing 1 because we don't want to brick this, but it is great to search because it can add back this, it can add back this, it can add back this, it can add back this. Great card. Evenly matched. At the end of your battle phase, if your opponent controls more cards than you, banish all those cards face down, basically, so they control the same number as you. If you control no cards, you can activate this from your hand. Great going second card. It's pissed off a lot of Drytron players because some of the times what I've done, because I think Herald's once per chain, is I just will summon the... not summon the... I will, I'll activate Regeki, and if that doesn't work, then I'll try to activate this and have like a second one in my hand. I'll summon like Guru, and I'll hold that, and then during their turn, I'll activate this, and I will Fiendus when they activate the Herald, and then they have to banish a bunch of stuff. And it's okay. I was running 3 of these in my playthrough, replays. I cut 1 for there can only be 1, and I kind of like that decision because TC Boo seems like it's really doing it to win some games. I actually might go down to 1 Gozen match because I haven't seen this be as important. Anyway, back to Dogmatic Punishment. Target a face a monster your opponent controls. Send a monster with equal or higher attack from your extra deck to the graveyard. Destroy that monster. Until the end of your next turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, which is okay. The reason I like this a lot is you can send this guy, and when he is in the graveyard, you can remove him from play and destroy a monster. This guy, when he is in the graveyard, you can banish it, target card your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. You can only do that when, I believe when one of your cards is destroyed by a battle or effect, but it's still decent. I use this guy more, but I have these 2. There are other cards you could run from the extra deck, like Elder Entity Ness, but I don't have them because I don't have the gems for them yet. I am running 2 5-headed because Sometimes I will get things that are massive but can still be destroyed by card effects. So I'll just go, okay, I'll send the 5,000 attack monster. There you go. Solemn Judgment. It's clutch. Negate something when you need to negate. Warning. Stop summon. Strike. Stop summon. Stop an effect. Basically, this is part of your helmet because you're just building a helmet. This is a helmet deck. Goes in match to stop cards that have sub decks that have just combo cards with a ton of elements, and there can only be one, which is amazing and awesome and completely cheeses stuff like Dark Magician or stuff like Blue Eyes, because you just say bye-bye, can't do this. But anyway, with that, that's pretty much the deck. There's room to mix and match things. Pretty decent. I've had to put out a tier, I'd say like 2.5, but it does have some decent matchups, and it is a lot of fun if you enjoy a control heavy deck. So extra deck, 2 Skull Knights for that extra pop, 2 5-headed dragon because it's just a giant beat stick and you can blow up anything with this because of it, 2 Wind Pegasus Ignister. Majestic Star Dragon and Leo are just there again because of this. Mrs. Radiant and Behemoth are the only things I've ever really used in the extra deck. I've used Nightmare Phoenix once as well. This card lets you special summon flip monsters from your deck. I don't really use it that often, but it's okay. And if you flip a card up, you can add a flip monster from your deck to your hand. Not the best, not the worst. Cerberus. 2 monster different names, discard a card, pop something in your opponent's main monster zone. If it was special summon, decent. Phoenix is basically just the same thing but for the back row. Borlo Dragon, you're never going to make this, I don't even know why I have this in here, but someday maybe I'll use it. Borosword Dragon, same logic, but once again these two also work for punishment, which is why whenever I get more things for the extra deck, these two are going to be going away. But anyway, that is my deck list. I'm going to shut up and I'm going to go into some replays, and my beautiful face is going to disappear from the screen, and I will see you fine folks in the next one. Bye bye.